Hey, so if I told you nitrous oxide does not make horsepower, what would you think of that?
It, it turns out somebody shoved a giant.
So that kind of seems like an odd statement to make because people have been putting nitrous oxide kits on their cars all over the planet and apparently have been making good horsepower. So what do you think of my statement? What do I think? Well, I think maybe your elevator doesn't go quite to the top, or let's say maybe your clutch is slipping a little, or maybe somebody spilled some coffee on your hard drive. I'm kind of a little bit sorry I asked. Hey, so this video is geared primarily for the guys that don't have nitrous experience, and they just kind of, they look at it from a distance and they're kind of curious about it. How does it work, and all that stuff. So for you veterans, you know all this stuff, but hey, you can follow along, and if nothing else, you can have a bit of a look at my Firebird. So let's carry on here. Okay, so when gas burns in an engine, there's one of three things that happens with the fuel. You're going to have either a little bit of gas left over once the combustion has happened, or you're going to have a little bit of air left over, or you're going to have nothing left over, and that's ideally the perfect mix. Neither air nor gas is left over. It's a perfect combination, and I think that ratio, that perfect combination, is 14.7 parts air to 1 part gas. And when that happens, that perfect mix, that's called a stoichiometric combustion. Hey, did you just call me a stoichiometric? Yeah, I called you a stoichiometric. Well, I don't like that name. Anyways, now a ratio of 14.7 parts air to 1 part fuel, that's ideal for like fuel economy and emissions and that kind of thing. So let's just have a quick look at my Firebird here. I have a nitrous system on it, and you can see the nitrous solenoid right here. And what a solenoid is it's just an on-off valve for the flow, and it's controlled electrically. And so this is the big line. It goes to the nitrous bottle, and this is the smaller line, and it feeds underneath the carburetor right there. You see there's a plate right there, and you can see the line heading towards that plate right there. So that's just a quick look. Now let's get into a little bit of tech here. So now, but for making the most horsepower, that's a bit of a different formula. That's where you need somewhere around 12.6 parts air to 1 part gas, and if you give it more gas than that, it's just going to start to make less power. So really an engine, a naturally aspirated engine that doesn't have a turbo or a blower, is limited to how much air it can draw in. And based on how much air it draws in, that's what determines how much fuel you can give it. So then where does nitrous come into all of this? Well, air is the hardest thing to get into an engine. And without turbos and blowers, you can spend a lot of money on making it more efficient with cylinder heads and exhaust systems and induction systems and all that stuff to try and get that engine to draw more air in so you can give it more fuel and make more power. Okay, so remember I showed you the nitrous solenoid? Well, look what we have here on the other side of the carburetor. There's a gas solenoid. Okay, so think of nitrous as like oxygen on steroids in a bottle. It's compressed to about 900 psi in the bottle, and it's in a liquid state. It comes out as a gas. And this is a nitrous plate similar to the one that I have on the Firebird. And you can see the fitting on the right, that's the blue one. The nitrous line hooks up on there, and the fitting on the left, that's where the gas line hooks up. So you see what's happening is as the nitrous is introduced into the engine, at the same time gas is introduced into the engine. So it's not the nitrous that's making the power. In fact, if you look at a nitrous bottle, it doesn't even have a flammable logo on it. And it's the gas that's making the power. But normally you couldn't add this extra gas to the engine because it would just run rich and stall and die. But this way, you can efficiently burn the extra fuel that you're introducing into the engine. So let's see if we can see the little holes there. Yeah, you can see there's two spray bars there, one for the nitrous and one for the gas.